Obviously disappointed for everybody, for our guys. I thought, they competed till the end, but certainly Buffalo is a very talented football team, and I think that was pretty evident in all three phases. You got to give them a ton of credit. They came out with more intensity early on and, put us in too big of a hole to climb out of. I just told the guys that I thought just our process in terms of the week of practice, the preparation, the focus, the energy level was where we needed to be, and hopefully that'll start leading to better results. But certainly, our guys are disappointed. I'm disappointed. But we've got to find a way to right this thing, and we've got an NFC North opponent next week, and I know that they're going to give us everything they got. They always have, and it's going to be a heck of a test, and we really got to, be more disciplined, be more consistent in order to try to get on the right side of one of these things.
Hey, Coach, what do you see as an opportunity to improve your team moving forward?
In what regard?
Just the product in the field, what we saw today. I know there are improvements that can be made. What do you see as those?
Yeah, I think there's a lot. Every area we got to improve on many things. I think there's also just the discipline aspect. We were getting killed with penalties, and it's taking points off the board. It's extending drives. We got to be, when it gets chippy, you got to keep your poise. We can't be losing players to a personal foul, getting in a shoving match on the sideline. So that was disappointing.
Coach, you basically outplayed the Bills today. When you go back and look at the stats of the 400 yards total offense, you ran the ball well. Josh Allen only 218, 2 interceptions. Where do you think that what went wrong for your team today?
Like I said, we were in a hole. I want to say they score 5 consecutive drives after we held them to a 3-and-out, and then the next 5 possessions are getting points. Whereas we had opportunities where we didn't always cash in, and certainly having Bobby's touchdown come off the board, it was a bad 4th down call by me. They played cover 0, and it's just tough sledding. So you just got to finish drives, and you can't get that far behind against one of the premier teams in this league.
Well, why did you guys take Stokes out for that a little bit?
Just change it up, and that's why.
What was or will be your message to Quay after the ejection? How much of a mind did that push you after you lose Campbell on top?
Yeah, I just think it's I don't know exactly what happened. I could not see it, but like I told him on the field, I said it's always the second guy, and you got to keep your poise. That's something we talk about, we stress all the time, and we show clips of guys around the league losing their mind, and it's an unfortunate lesson that he's got to learn, and I hope it's a good reminder for everybody on our football team, because that's the kind of stuff that I have 0 tolerance for. Mistakes are going to happen in this game, but losing your cool, losing your poise, putting the team in jeopardy, you got no tolerance for that.
And is today more of what you need to be offensively moving forward?
I think we got to find that balance. I was super proud of our ability to come off the football. I thought everybody was blocking hard. Tight ends, running backs, receivers, or the runners were running hard. I thought Aaron did a fantastic job getting us in and out of good looks. But I also think that we have to be able to mix it up a little bit. And what's so evident is that 4th down is a great representation of that. We ran that play earlier in the game. We were actually trying to run a toss, and if we had 2 guys outside of where we were tossing it, we canned it to the basically an inside zone, and they played cover zero. You know, did a better job than we did, and we need a better play call.
Did that play get blown up from the outside? Was it Von Miller?
It was the backside. It was the backside.
Coach, can we talk about Isaiah McDuffie's play, coming back home and getting an opportunity to play when Campbell went down there?
Yeah, no, I think Isaiah's a guy that always, you know what you're going to get from him. It's going to be 100 miles an hour, full speed ahead. He's tougher than nails. He does a great job on teams, and you know, when given his opportunities, he's done a nice job on defense as well. So I'll have to go back and take a peek at the film before I can give you a great assessment on how he did out there. But I thought he handled himself the right way.
He had 30 carries, 200 rushing yards tonight. He's offensively does not have enough supporting cast on the perimeter in terms of playmakers to support what we need you to have in your running game.
I don't know about that. I think we got some youth. You know, I think when Christian went out, that certainly was a little bit of a blow. You know, just in regards, it caused the reshuffling effect to happen again. Because going into it, when we were going to go 11 personnel, he was going to be primarily our Z. Rome was playing our F, Sammy was at the X, and then we were subbing Samori and Amari in as well. But once that happened, it kind of got us off for just till we could kind of gather and you know, get these guys adjusted. But you know, I thought Romeo made some unbelievable plays in this game. That touchdown catch he made was fantastic. He caught a big corner route. Obviously, you guys saw the touchdown pass to Samori. So I was happy with the way they competed. I thought Amari had a big catch late in the game. But you know, we got to try to do our best to put these guys in the best position possible, and we've got to be able to, you know, mix the run and the pass for us to be as effective as I think we could be offensively.
Coach, now having played this Buffalo Bills team, what are your impressions, and do you think they have to make a Super Bowl contender?
I think, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's not just going through the week. You know, you're looking at every phase, and you don't see many weaknesses. So it's like you're trying to figure out how to attack them. I know from a defensive standpoint, they're very fast. They're very physical. They do a great job disguising coverage. They could be playing a two shell, and those safeties are hitting your runner in the hole. It's pretty amazing how fast they play. So naturally you think, okay, well, we can get some play passes, and we tried a couple of those, and they didn't look great. And then they rotate a bunch of guys up front, and so they're very, very deep. And then offensively, franchise quarterback, I think they got 3 great runners, 3 great receivers, a really good tight end, and a solid offensive line. So I just think they're built the right way, and I think they got obviously great coaches and great schemes. So it's a great challenge.
And I understand why you want to be balanced, but for this team right now, rushing for 200 yards and then some of the plays you got, like the sprint out that you got to Samari, I mean, do they play that? If you're not running the ball like that, isn't that kind of what you have to do now?
Yeah, I mean, I think every game's could have a different little feel to it. I think that's just life in the National Football League. But do I think that we showed some physicality in the run game? Absolutely. I think we did. You know, we need that every week because that is one of the premier defenses in this league, and we knew it was going to be a grind of a game. But I do think there's something to having just the mix, the threat, because otherwise, like, the 4th down's a great representation of that. You know, you start getting everybody up in there, you got to be able to throw it over their head from time to time as well.
2 more, please.
Matt, did you expect more from this defense, and why do you think you have confidence?
Our defense? Yeah, no, I think that, you know, every game's a little bit different. Again, you got to give them credit too. I mean, it's one of the most explosive offenses in the National Football League. I thought, you know, they got a legitimate #1 receiver, and they've got those other guys are not far behind. I think Gabe Davis, I think he's a dog. I think he is a baller. You know, Knox is a hell of a tight end. They got backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield, and then Josh Allen's such a problem because, I mean, shoot, you saw some free runners at him, and I thought there was other times where I thought we had opportunities where we were going to be in position to not allow him to escape the pocket, and he just outruns everybody. So he's a dynamic player, man. I haven't seen too many guys that are that size, that have that speed, and that can throw the ball and hang in there and do everything. So no, he's a damn good quarterback.
It's been 6 years since this team's had a 4-game losing streak. The last time Aaron Rodgers told us the following Wednesday that he thought they could run the table and damn near did. How much do you just need your quarterback to put the team on his back the way he's done in the past a little bit to make a point?
Well, I think everybody complements one another, and you know, we need everybody's best effort each and every week in order for us to get out of this thing. I thought Aaron, you know, especially when we started going 2-minute, I thought he made some unbelievable plays with his legs, able to extend plays and threw some really good balls. I think early on we were having a hard time holding up, and it seemed like the pass rush just like the whole pocket engulfed on him, and I don't know any quarterback that can throw on their back. So we've got to do a decent job of just, whether it's changing the launch point, whether it's, you know, implementing different protections to give some relief to the offensive line, like sliding the protection, whatever we have to do. We just need a little bit more variance right now, I would say, in order to protect him, to allow him to get back there and do what he does.
Thank you, guys. Last one, Spoon, do you want more?
Yeah, could you tell the trash talking and stuff going on secondary with receivers detracted from what you're trying to do today, or lifted you?
I mean, shoot, Spoon, I don't know. I mean, I think that's part of it, of this game, and you know, every game's a lot different. It was definitely chippy. I was just disappointed that when we lose our poise and get those personal fouls or whatever, and you can't have that. Especially, I think it's a bad look for everybody. You know, I take that personally, and I want our team to play with more discipline and more self-control, and that's what I expect of these guys.